happy to be here and to see you all. We greet you all because I am having an opportunity to tell something those who can hear. So I give a lot of thanks to all of you and especially to Swami Surupanji Maharaj and all the other those who have helped to bring us here. I thank them all. This is not coming. This time we wanted to hear the Mandukya Upanishad with Karika. How the name has come. Mandukya is in Sanskrit translated into English as a frog. Frog. F-R-O-G. Frog. Frog. So the frog jumps. Manduka Pluti it is called. Here you have to jump from the waking state to dream state, dream state to deep sleep state, then finally into the Atma. That's why it is called Mandukya Upanishad, and this is called a Prakarana Grantha. Prakarana, the subject, here you see, what all told completely in the Shastra, it is not dealt here. Say, Karma Kanda, Upasana, other things, they are not dealt here. Only the knowledge portion, Atman is Brahma. That is dealt here. That's why it is called a Prakarana. And besides this, it is called a Karika. Gaudapadacharya, the Paramaguru, Guru's Guru, Shankaracharya's Guru's Guru, has wrote Karika on this. So, that also we will deal here. Only some essential portions are dealt here. That's why this is called not Shastra but Prakarana, which is Karika. Upanishad is Shastra, but the Karika or the Prakarana it is only dealing with the oneness of Atman and Brahman. That's why it is called Prakarana. And for every Upanishad, we are having, as I told you previously, we have to judge the subject matter of the Upanishad with the 6 points. That is the beginning and the end. Upakrama, Upasamhara. This particular Upanishad starts Om ityekaksharam idam sarvam. Om is the letter. But here you should not concentrate on the letter. You should concentrate on the sound of the Om. So, that Om, he says, whatever you are seeing, he says it is all Om. How is it possible? Because Lord Brahma, in the beginning, he has meditated on all the words. And he wanted to know the essence of the words. So out of 14 he got only 3 words. Bhur Bhuva Swaha. This one, and then heaven, and in between Antariksha. Then again he has meditated on that. Then what is the essence of these 3 words? He came to know the Vedas, Rig, Yajur, Sama. Again he has meditated on the Vedas. Then he got only 3 letters from all the Vedas, A, U, Ma. So he has joined them, it has become O. The all-pervading Brahman is formless, but the nearest name of that particular qualityless and formless Brahman is Om. The nearest name. That's why I told you not to concentrate on the letter, but on the sound. Because in Brahma Sutra also they say, from the sound Brahman has created this whole world. How? In the beginning he has meditated and he has taken few words. With a particular word he has created the particular objects. So, the creation is though from Brahman, it is from the sound also. Brahman and the sound. Where from the sound has come? From the Brahman. So we should not think in some places the creation is from Almighty Brahman and in some places sound. Because the Vedas which have been created by the Brahman they have come out through his breath. That's why it is not different from Brahman. The Vedas are not different from Brahman. And in that particular words are there. By spelling those words, he has created so many objects. So in the beginning there was only Vedas are sound. What is that sound? Om. That denotes Brahman, which is formless and qualityless. So, Om iti aksharam idam sarvam. Now, in day-to-day life, we see so many objects, so much of difference we see. But this has to be covered with Brahman. Why? They say the whole world is superimposed. You see a snake on the rope, but in the past, present and future there is no snake on the rope. You are imagining, you are seeing, you are afraid. If this world is real, you have to take something to feel the happiness or to experience the happiness of the sleep, deep sleep. In your dream state as well as in your deep sleep state, you are not taking anything from the outside world. Do you accept? And if the world is real, and if the happiness is in the world, why you should go to sleep? Another question. So the happiness is within. Then, but we see outside. All the scriptures say the world is not real. I'll give you an example. You see, somebody is staying in America and his son is staying in India. Some of his enemies, rather to say, suddenly comes and declares that particular X, your son has passed away in India, but it is not a real fact. It is not true. He is very happy there. He is doing his job. He is doing everything. But this fellow, because of his enemy, he told your son passed. And this fellow feels very unhappy. He will feel sorry. He will not take properly food and other things because weeping and weeping, my son passed away. Actually, son has not passed away. So, which son has passed away? Every man is creating something, the I and mine. That is the creation of the individual self. The whole creation is creation of God. But what is your creation? I and mine. My son passed away. Ooh. Actually, he has not passed away. So who has passed away? This I. You have connected with this son, my son. He passed away. Who is in your mind? Real son is quite happy. And then you just vice versa, opposite. Son passed away there and you have not heard is the news. You will be happy here. Why? The son who is in your mind is quite healthy. So, the creation or the world is not outside, it is within you, within your mind. You follow my point? What is your creation? I and mine. So the world, the whole world is within you, it is not out. That's why we say the world is unreal, transitory, a changing thing is never permanent. When you are not living for 1,000 years, how can you say that this world is real? Is it not? That is why he says, this is whole world is only Om, that is Brahman. Previously I told you a fact. If rope is there, then only you can see the snake. If rope is not there, you cannot see the snake. But in this snake there is no rope, because it is superimposed. If the Brahman is there, that world is there. If Brahman is not there, world is not there. But in the world, Brahman is not there. Very simple logic. That's why he says, Om it etadaksharam idam sarvam. So, this Om, the sound of that Brahman, is everything here. And this is the beginning. And what is in the end? Amatra Chaturtha. He has imagined the Atman or Brahman is whole. It is not having any parts. But for understanding, he says it is having 4 parts. That is Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna, Turiya. Virat, Hiranyagarbha, Ishvara, Brahma. Just imagine. But he says, the 4th one is not having any parts, because the Atman, which is all pervading, which is in everybody, which is only a pure consciousness, it is all pervading, it is in everybody. But where from this difference has come? Because of your mind. In the mind, the consciousness is reflecting, and you identify yourself with that reflected consciousness. Then you say, I and mine. See, that is why the reflection should become one with the original. Rather, the reflection should dissolve. If the mirror is there, reflection is there. If mirror is not there, no reflection. If mind is there, then the I-ness and minus. If mind is not there, that's why in Vedanta, Vasanakshaya and then Manonash. You have to remove all the impressions of your mind, and then you have to dissolve the mind itself. For this also, in my previous lectures I gave the example. Do you remember anybody? I gave the example of a small piece of firewood. Wood. Anybody remember? All right. See, if you ask somebody, you show me fire. Without a base, you cannot see the fire. You cannot show the fire. Some firewood should be there, some charcoal, something, cow dung, something should be there, and that you will show the fire. So in Sanskrit it is called Indhana Ruda Vahani. Indhana Ruda Vahani. Indhana means that's fuel. And that only you can show the fire. Without that you cannot show the fire. In the same way, here, for complete knowledge, you should have Vrittya Rudha Chaitanya. Vritti means impression. You should practice so much by hearing the Shastras that Brahman alone is real and I am not different from that. So, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Atma Brahma. This one particular impression should dominate in your mind. All other impressions should be dissolved. Then it is called Vritti Arudha Chaitanya. Because mind is there and Atman is all pervading, it just reflects on that particular impression. If it stays for some time, then it dissolves that impression. Mind is dissolved, ignorance is gone, cause of the ignorance is gone, and you are one within yourself. This previously also I told. That's why Amatras Chaturtha. There is no cause, there is no effect. Dvamimo Purusho Loke Ksharas Saksharevcha Ksharas Sarvani Bhutani Kutasto Ksharutyate Uttamaha Purushastvanyaha. He is not cause, he is not effect. He is beyond. So, Amatras Chaturtha, there is no parts. He says not even these 4 parts. You have imagined for understanding as it is having 4 parts. Vishwa Taijasa Pragya Turiya or Virat Hiranyagarbha Ishvara Brahma. That's why here the scriptures, they never tell you something vague which you cannot see or which you cannot experience. What you know, what you are experiencing, basing on that only they proceed as. So in day-to-day life, you are enjoying the deep sleep state that in your waking state you should experience. by dissolving the mind. That's all samadhi. That is the vikalp samadhi, realization, whatever you may call, or the consciousness experiencing. This is the end, beginning and the end. Then repetition, abhyasa, prapanchopashamam shantam. He says in the Atman there is no word. In the Atman there is no word. I told you, if you classify the whole world, there are only two things. One is consciousness and another is inert matter. If I ask you, are you the matter or consciousness, what you are going to tell? Are you going to tell I am matter? Huh? Inert matter. Naturally you will tell the consciousness. So give up the consciousness, give up the matter. Mind is matter, body is matter, sense organs are matter. They are all made out of panchabhutas, the five elements. The elements are inert. It is simply matter. That is why I told superimposed. What you have done? The consciousness is everywhere and you have superimposed your mind on the earth and you have made both into one and then you are uttering I. Then afterwards you are going on adding. I, my body, my senses, and then my money, my house, so many things you add on the mind. So the discriminations to start from the beginning. Only two things are there. So let us give up the matter. That's why I say prapanchopashamam shantam. In that consciousness there is no world. See? Then apurvata. Why you have selected this particular subject? What is the speciality of this subject? Uniqueness. What is the uniqueness of this subject? Adrishtam avyavaharyam. You cannot see with the mind or the senses. And there is no any transaction, no vyavahara. That is avyavaharyam. Why? The consciousness is all pervading, it is not having any parts, and it is akarta and abhokta. It is not a doer. Then how he has created such a big world? Question comes. He takes the help of Maya. The magician never does anything. He does only magic. You are carried away by the magic. No? You don't find out the magician. See? That's why he is the greatest magician in the world, Ishvara. Ishvara means with Maya. But the Atman, the consciousness which we are possessing, is not having Maya or ignorance. It is beyond. Pure consciousness. Isn't it? That's why he says the uniqueness adrishtam avyavaharyam. Then those who know or experience this, they become one with that. That is the fruits. Then the praise, arthavada. Apnoti havai sarvan kaman. In Gita, Sri Krishna says, yoga kshemam vahamyaham. Those who always remember me, those who depend only on me, I take care of them. Naturally. That's why here he says, those who experience this one, they get everything. Whatever they want, they get everything. Apnodhi sarvan kama. Then what is the logic? Just to understand, the Atman and the Brahman is divided into four parts, and they are superimposed. And what for? Just to experience and enter into that pure consciousness. That is, you see, in this way, these 6 points will go to decide the subject. Only consciousness is real. It is. Anityam asukham lokam imam prapya bhajasum. You read Gita, you know well. Dukkhalayam asashvatam. This world is full of sorrow. Early morning we have to get up at 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock. Body is not allowing to get up, so lazy, but you have to get up. 5:30 you have to go to class. And there you sit and you doze, interfering. Now when done some fuel you have to put here. All these things. So, dukkhalayam asashvatam. For that, the thing which is real, that we want to experience. Then all this sorrow and all these difficulties will go away. And now, we told the essential topics of the Shastra, which are composed into a verse form, are an explanatory verse, is called Karika. This is Mandukya, is Upanishad, that is Shastra. And Prakarana, it is dealing only with a particular subject, that is Atman and Brahman are one. And Karika, it explains further in verses. The whole thing. That's why we are not only dealing with the slokas, but we are dealing with the Karikas also. Now we will be slowly explaining. We have already chanted the Shanti Mantra. That meaning, it is there, you can see. If you are having any doubt in this particular Shanti Pata, you may ask. He says, may we hear with our ears what is auspicious. Only. In my last lectures, I told you why one should chant Shanti Path. Because the creation, and why he should create. Let him sit in his house peacefully. He says, you individuals are doing so many works, karma, and you forget everything. But You should get the results of those actions. I remember them, I give them. Ishvara sarvabhutana mudeshe jantistati Brahman sarvabhutana. That's why I have to create. All right, you have created. You create a happy world. Why with so many difficulties and sorrows? Says, whatever you have done, that only you are getting. I am not giving nadatte kasichit papam nacheva sukrutam. I am not giving anything from my side. I am just Ishvara karma phaladata. I am giver fruits only I give. And while creating, he has created all the gods, and they asked, you show some place to stay. Partially, not completely. Completely they may be staying in heaven or what, they have attested so many duties. The sun, the moon, they are doing. So partially they wanted to stay. Then he has created the man. Then all the gods entered into the man. The sun god has become the eyes, the moon has become the mind, Indra has become the hand, the fire god entered into the mouth. Agnir vag bhutva mukham pravishat. So like this, you are having all the gods within yourself. They are all extrovert people. That's why always your senses, they go out instead of introvertness. Natural. That is their nature, not your nature. What you have to do, if you want to see, kasid dera pratigatmanam akshat avruta chakshura amrutatvam ishwar. You have to divert inside, and you meditate on your own self and realize. So all these gods are extrovert people. So to please them and to divert all the senses towards the Atman, we do pray. That means otherwise they will be creating so much of disturbance. You wanted to meditate and that mind runs out. Without telling you, without asking you. You are the owner of the mind. And you are controlled by the mind. The mind is your servant. And you are the owner. You simply say, I don't like this. Hopeless word. I don't like this. Why? Because my mind is not accepting. That means you have become the servant of your mind. See, that should not be the case. That's why to control this mind and senses, we do pray. To please the gods. May we hear with our ears what is auspicious. May we see with our eyes what is auspicious. May we, while offering our praise to gods, with our bodies strong of limbs, all my organs should be strong enough to meditate, to pray, to control the mind. Nayamatma balhinena labhyaha. A weak mind and a weak body cannot realize. Nayamatma balhinena labhyaha. That's why he says, let my limbs be strong. Enjoy the life which the gods are pleased to grant us. What the gods will grant us, they just keep away from our path. That is enough. So that we can directly go to the Atma. We can match. And then, may Indra of great fame be well disposed to us. May the all-knowing Pushtau be propitious to us. May Garuda, the vanquisher of miseries, be well pleased with us. May Brihaspati grant us all prosperity. Om, peace, peace, peace. In actually, this belongs to Atharva Veda. Atharva Veda is having 50 branches. So out of one of the branches, we are having this Upanishad. And before starting, they are telling Mangalacharana. We did puja, but here, whenever they start writing a book, they pray to God. Let there be good, let there be peace, and let this task be completed without any obstacles, like that. That's why invocation of prayer, he says, and this is prostrations to the Almighty. And through this verse, he is telling the oneness of the self and the Brahman. That is the subject. And then who is the competent student? Adhikari. That also is self. And the connection between the subject matter and the self. And not only this, because of ignorance, he says, all this is going on. The worldly activities. And in Brahman, there is no activities. In the same way, in the Atman, there is no activities. It will clear the throat. Let us see. Just now I told you, mind is made up of matter. And Atman is pure consciousness. Because of ignorance, you join the both. And from there, the I sprouts. And afterwards again, you add mind. That's why I told you should discriminate from the root. What is this I? It is having two things. So remove the matter, inert matter. That's why he says, now, in all the scriptures, we are having Mahavakyas. Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Atma Brahma. The consciousness is only one. You may call it as Atman or Brahman. They are not different. And it is inactive, no activities. Akarta, abhokta. Then, how this body is working, how the mind is working? Consciousness is there inside and it is inactive. But how you are so much active? Where from these activities have come? For this also, last time I gave the example. Anybody remember? Hmm? Hot water? This we will take later. Something is there already. So I told you bring vegetables from the market. Now you remember? Huh? You cut the vegetables, keep them in a plate. There they will not jump. But you burn the oven, put a pot full of water. When the water is boiling, you put the vegetable pieces, they start jumping. What happened? The fire of the oven has entered into the pieces and make them jump. In the same way, the consciousness reflects on the mind and senses and the body and it makes them jump. This fellow is carried away by the wind. That is why he says, we should read the scriptures. Now, they say, while reading the scriptures, he says, through scriptures, knowledge manifests. He says. That is, Shastradina Janyameva is manifests alone through scriptures. This eva in Sanskrit is such a it gives such a stress on the topic which you are telling. Janyam eva, it manifests only through scriptures. Otherwise, you can put in another way. Scriptures are alone are the cause for manifesting the knowledge. Now, first you have added this only with the verb manifests only alone through scriptures. Now what you are doing? Scriptures alone can manifest the knowledge. See, here. That's why we should know the scriptures, he says. Now, we will proceed with the verse. All these things are told. Now, what I wanted to tell is, in the Brahman, there is no karma, no activities, it is akarta. And the whole world is manifested through maya or ignorance. And the world is within you, it is not outside. A man who has left the home, kith and kin, he has become a monk since last 30 years. And if somebody comes and says to him, in your house something happened, a thief has come and stolen some money, do you think this man is going to weep? Why? He has left long back. His house and other things are not there in his mind. In the same way, now you have to leave everything. All the actions are there in your mind in the form of impressions. Prajahat yada kaman sarvan parthamanogatan. You are goaded by the mind. The mind is goaded by Ishvara. According to your actions, it goes. That's why and while meditating, at times you feel so much of disturbance, so much of oscillation of the mind, thinking so many bad things, unwanted things. At that time what you should do? Just think, I am the Atman, there is no activity in mind. This fellow mind is a mad monkey, let it go. I am the seer. I am the drashta. I am not what is seen. You will be calm. At that time, this Vedanta helps you. See? But if you go behind the mind, it will take you where it will take, you cannot also understand. I bow to that Brahman who pervades the entire world by diffusion of rays of knowledge. He says, the world, superimposed, imaginary world, a diffusion of the rays of the knowledge, he says. As I told you, the light of the Atman is falling on the mind. And then on senses and then on body. In that way, diffusion of the rays of knowledge, the Brahman is all pervading. Now when the Shastra says, Neha nanasti kinchana, why? This world is superimposed. In your deep sleep state, you are not seeing anything. Mind is not working. Senses are not working. Body is not working. Then where from the experience has come? In the waking state, body, mind and senses are working. So you are having experience. In deep sleep state, how you get the experience? What is there to experience when mind is not working? So, it is the consciousness, the experiencer, the seer, the star. But their ignorance is there. That's why as soon as you wake up, you are away from Brahman. You are separated from Brahman. You enter into the Brahman, you are having that highest happiness of the Brahman. Because of ignorance you experience it and you come out. Forgot everything. So we have to accept that something is there beyond the mind with which we are experiencing the happiness of the deep sleep. Is it not? That is consciousness. So, he says, the diffusion of the rays of knowledge that pervades all things that are moving and unmoving. See? trees and other things. Not moving. Human beings are moving. Everything is pervaded by that consciousness. After having enjoyed all objects of enjoyment that are gross in waking state, they enjoy so many objects. Who again, after having drunk in the state of dream, all objects born of desire and illumined by the intellect. It says, whatever you are experiencing in the waking state, they form impressions, and those things you see in the dream. They may be of this life or may be of previous lives, whatever it may be. And he says, all the objects born of desire, the objects which you are seeing in the dream, what is there behind? Desire. Ichha. So, what is the cause of the world? The desire. That is why we have to go to desirelessness state. One desire, you have to give up many births. Behind one desire, you have to give up many births. Jada Bharta, Vamadeva, so many examples. Dharmaraja and Arjuna, Lord was with them, and they were following only the dharma. Is it not? But realization, they were not given moksha. They were just sent to heaven. Dharmaraja with body and Arjuna without body. And Lord Rama was born to Dasaratha. Dasaratha was to send to heaven. He was not given the highest. That's why here Sri Krishna says, Uddhared Atman Atmanam. You have to elevate your own self by yourself. Nobody will help you. Wife cannot help husband, husband cannot help the wife in the spiritual path. All objects born of desire, this is very important. And illumined by the illumination. Reposes while experiencing bliss himself, making us all enjoy by his own Maya. We are enjoying this sleeping state through his Maya or our ignorance. In Vedanta, Maya and ignorance are not two different things. The illusion and ignorance, they are not two different things. Through an attribution of Maya is the fourth in number and is supreme, immortal and unborn. So only because you have attributed the ignorance to the self, you are having the three states. Otherwise, three states, that is due to ignorance. That is waking, dream and sleep. The fourth in number and is the supreme, immortal and unborn. Aja. Ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano nahanyate hanyamane sarire Gita. Same thing is this, unborn. Aja. You are not born. Then what is born? Your body is born. And the subtle body, because of the desires. Vasamsi jinnan yatha ve, it comes and goes, comes and goes. Hmm? Going on, rotating, rotating, going up and going down. This is all because of pure desire. That's why as soon as Arjuna asks, Sri Krishna says, Prajahat yada kaman sarvan partha manogata. Only one rule. For all the people in the world, remove all the desires from your mind. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogata. If you want to have the highest happiness, only this much you have to do. Evacuate your mind. And nothing is outside. Everything is within you. You can do whatever you want. You can realize by efforts, by controlling the mind, or else you enjoy the world, what is left to you. See, there was a big businessman. He was selling gems. And he wanted to travel from one place to another place. So he has boarded a train. I told you. Ah. So, a thief has seen the gems that he is carrying. He wanted to steal them away. But night, the businessman was sleeping, and opposite the thief was sleeping, and he is searching, he could not get anything. Early morning, the thief has asked, where you have kept the gems? Below your pillow. The gems are with you. You are searching here. In the same way, the man, what does he do? He searches outside, it is with him. See. Now, the second. Now he is telling through negation, he is giving the meaning. And by that, he wanted to infer the Brahman. May he, the self of the universe, and he says, dwelling in the fourth state. 3 states we know, but he says dwelling in the fourth state. We have not reached it. We have not experienced. And he says, dwelling in the fourth state. The fourth state, though we say we don't know, in day-to-day life we experience. We are experiencing the absolute bliss of that Brahman. We go up to the sleep state, deep sleep state. Further we don't discriminate, or we don't vichara, we don't do, we don't discriminate. What is this sleep? Where from the happiness has come? Nobody is bothered. That's why he says, dwelling in the fourth state. See, in the third state, you are in deep sleep, you say. But The happiness, where from it is coming? It is coming from within. Because it is there, you are experiencing. But there is a cover of ignorance that separates you. Though the Atman is all pervading, and the Atman is not different from the Brahman, you are in Brahman. Brahman is within you. Around you, Brahman is there. And at the same time, you say, I have not experienced. I don't know. Brahman is within you. You are in Brahman. Around you, Brahman is there. At the same time, you say, I don't know. I have not experienced. Why? One mind is there. Completely you have given to the world. You have not given to yourself. That's why last time I told, Ishvara Kripa, Shastra Kripa, Guru Kripa is there. Atma Kripa is not there. You have to bless your own self. To know your own self. The gross enjoyments resulting from virtue and vice enjoys again in the dream state the other subtle objects which are created by his own intelligence and illumined by his own light. See, how you are enjoying? He says, which are created by his own intelligence, all your desires, and illumined by his own light, and who, after having absorbed all of them gradually into himself and having abandoned all the distinctions, becomes devoid of attributes. Patvasavnasturiyaha. He says, having abandoned all distinctions, sarvan visheshan vigata gunaganaha. Visheshan means you have to say an adjective. Lotus is blue. The moment you say blue lotus, you have given an adjective, blueness. You are limiting the lotus, all the lotuses, because there may be red, there may be yellow, there may be green, there may be white, whatever. So many different stuff. As soon as you give an adjective, it is separated. It becomes limited. Adjective, what does it? It limits the pervasiveness. That is why he says, all distinctions become devoid of attributes. No distinctions. No attributes. Only general. General what? Only one thing, one consciousness. So, don't give any adjective and don't superimpose on yourself something through the mind. You may call it as a desire. Desire is the cause of all the sorrow and difficulty. Sankalpa prabhavan kaman, he says. Now, this Om is having 4 parts, and to explain, he says The self also is having four parts. And he says, Mandukya mevalam mumukshunam vimuktaye. If you are thorough with this Upanishad, and if you are able to experience what is told in this, he says, you will get realization, mukti. Then what are the things told here? The self is not different from the Brahman. Point number one. All the activities are in the Brahman through ignorance, are Maya, illusion. And no activities in Atman or Brahman. And this Atman is full of ambrosia. And it is never born. Ajo nitya shashvatoyam. These things only will be explained here. That's why he says the connecting commentary, Sambandha Bhashya, he says. Introduction. Yes. All this is letter Om. This we have already explained. How it is so. By way of its explanation, this text consisting of 4 sections, which form of the epitome or symbol of the essence of Vedanta text. This is having 4 parts, he says. Agama, Vaithatya, Advaita, Alata Shanti. 4 parts. So, through these 4 parts, what you are going to explain? The essence of the Vedanta text. Vedanam anta Vedanta. That is Upanishad. Vedas are having Karmakanda, Upasana, the meditations, and then Upanishads, Jnana Kanda. But here we are giving the first 2 parts. No actions, no meditations. Now, how the knowledge helps? The question. You are seeing the silver and the mother of pearl or a ochre piece. You want to take out the silver. When you bow down, you don't see the silver. If it is not there, you should not see. If it is there, you should take. Both things will not happen. Wonderful, you see. Undefinable silver is there. Why? Because you are having some greediness towards the silver in your mind. That's why you wanted to take. Isn't it? When you see that there only mother of pearl is there, the piece of mother of pearl, and an ochre piece, whatever you may call it. There silver is not there. Past, present and future. When you bow down to take, then only you will understand there is no silver. Then you give up. In the same way, when you determine only Brahman is there, world is not there. The world is silver. Brahman is there. This much. By knowledge, everything you give up. Only Brahman is there, I am that. What for I should run here and there? What to gain? No gain, no loss. What is there, that is there. That is myself. Vedanta over. Very simple. Only thing is you should have the knowledge of confirmation. Then you can easily give up the things. You don't run behind the things. Is it not? Then you say, in the ashram whole day we have to work, what to do? Arey, we are telling the Atman is akarta abhokta. Think that you are Atman, you are not doing. Yasya naham kruto bhavo buddhir yasya na lipite hatva saima lokan nahan tirni baddhate. You are not the doer, you are not the enjoyer. You are beyond. People see that something you are doing, let them see what is that. So here, by knowledge, even after having the knowledge, we are not getting the full joy. Why? Because some kashaya, decanted matter, kashaya, these deep impressions of the mind you are having in your subconscious mind, that you have to remove. This we have explained previously. So always think that I am the self, I am the Atman, I am the knowledge, full of bliss. Nothing is in me. The very moment you will be happy. The moment you start running behind the mind, so I am seeing the part. I am not a part. I am seeing the mind. I am not the mind. But there ends the Vedanta. You are a seer, but you are not what is seen. You are the drashta, but not the drishya. So the discrimination starts from there. The witness or the drashta, that is also superimposed. Finally, what is there, that is there, that is yourself. That also you can, because it is an adjective given to the Atman. That also you should give up. But at least let us reach the state, afterwards we can give up. We have to take the support of that. That's why he says here, beginning with the letter Om, essence of Vedanta text begins with the letter Om. For this reason itself, there is no need to speak further about this relation, subject matter, purpose, etc. Who is the competitive student? What is the purpose? What is the relation? What is the subject matter? All these things we need not discuss. That is adhikari, vishaya, sambandha, phal. All these things we need not discuss. He says, all what is said regarding the relation, subject matter and purpose in Vedanta text or in all the other Vedanta texts is applicable here. Also, nevertheless, these should be explained briefly by him who wants to interpret this section. That is, no, that is the Karikakara. प्रकरण वाचिक क्या सुना प्रकरण भाष्य but Vachikasana Prakarana is explained by Bhashyakara. Prakana Vachikasana Sankshepato Vaktavyani Alparamba Kshemakara. He says time is over. So,